Okay, hi. So it wasn't really my intention to do this video, but I've just about had it up to here with, the current socio-political climate. Now, you don't know me, and I'm just starting up my channel here and on a couple of other platforms as well. But I really want to talk a little bit about my experience and my take on the whole kind of CV thing, because I'm in the process of birthing my work at the moment, and so it's just kind of brought up a few things that happened for me when this whole kind of situation started. Now, the reason I've literally had it up to here is because I am a holistic therapist, okay? And I've been in, the health and wellness industry for 25 years now. I've been a holistic therapist, and I've got to tell you, since I've been running detox retreats and, had a website online and everything like that, the big G has literally been censoring me for the last probably about 8 years, censoring my website. And it started quite small, just always an excuse why you can't advertise, why you can't, sort of do this, do that. We managed to get ourselves on page 1 in the natural listings and things like that. But sometimes, occasionally we would pay to advertise, but then we just started dropping down the, the natural listings, and then we couldn't pay to advertise. And every time we managed to sort of deal with it and sort it out and everything, and it was fine. Until it got to the point where they actually said to me that I would categorically couldn't advertise on the big G any longer until I got shut down due to CV. I've been running retreats for exactly 12 years. For the first several years, it was actually fine. It was okay. But then I don't really know why. I sometimes, I do wonder. I think it is very much, what they call, oh God, what do they call it? The algorithms or whatever, and they kind of put out, this web or whatever, and find names and find, your activity on Facebook or, whatever kind of thing on other social media and stuff like that. And I guess things, around my work and my name and my business and, sort of connecting all of those on FB. Anyway, through this process, the computer says no, okay, and he seemed to be, constantly in a state of, that you can't advertise with us. So when they really turned around and said no, obviously I called up, every time we would try and speak to somebody. And basically I was given the reasoning that the word detox is a medical term. And if I want to use it on my website and advertise on the big G, I had to have a pharmaceutical license just to use the word detox. Okay. So right then and there, I was just like, okay, and I think I went a little bit too far. So they completely probably blacklisted me or something. But, I think I said something about the people at the top being reptiles or, but I certainly said, without a doubt, the word detox is categorically not a medical word. Medical establishment on no level ever detox anyone. They simply poison people, and they're just constantly putting toxic substances inside people and recommending that and things like that. So categorically told them no, but that didn't kind of help my plight at all anyway. So long story short, never advertised on the Big G again. I then managed to over many, many years, I had been looking for a place to set up so that we could run continuously, and that finally was made a possibility in 2019. So, of course, I was very excited. There's plenty of work to do, however, a lot more than I'd actually sort of realised. And altogether, I was actually only there for a period of 9 months, and during that time only actually open for 8 or 9 weeks during that period of time. And during that period of time, actually were building up quite a regular stream of clients. I mean, I just had constant emails and calls, and I was just, booking people in. Like I said, it wasn't open continuously. It was only really open for about 2 months out of the 9 months. And we had altogether about 24, 25 clients. So I was on par for where I had finished when I was running the retreats at the private home that we were at before. We were getting somewhere between sort of 8, 10, 12 clients, but I could only run a month. I was wanting to set up so that I could run and be continuously open. And then, it would be running more like a health farm, that kind of thing. Anyway, came along to October, and literally I didn't get any calls. And I thought, okay, that's weird. Had my last client sort of just in the first week of October, and then the phone and the email just went quiet. And I said, okay, that's odd. And anyway, so I was saying to the landlord at the time, yeah, don't worry, it's fine. Sometimes it goes a bit quiet, it goes up and down. November is usually the time that goes quiet, and December often used to be quiet, and sometimes I wouldn't run retreats in December, but I would always be running them the rest of the year. And November came, still no calls. I'm going, what's going on? Because, the reason that I had been getting lots of calls because I had done considerable amount of work on the website, so had managed to push it back up, the natural listings. And so basically November comes, no calls. December comes, no calls. I mean, like literally 0, 0, 0 calls. By this time we had, sort of just kind of put our work into just setting it up as kind of like a yoga B&B. And, it was all kind of coming together, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, saying to the landlord, don't worry, January, it's, it's just going to take off. It always does. January is just always so busy. Don't worry, be fine. And he was just like, yeah, it's been cool. It's fine. Yeah, don't worry. I trust you. I believe you. Thanks. Mr. Gates, come January, and you will not believe it, but I didn't get one single phone call and not one single email. The whole of January. I had to shut down. Literally, it had been closed. October, November, December, now January. So there were 4 months. The Big G just blacklisted my website, okay? And, I mean, I'm just, you know what? I've had it up to here. Like, literally, these people have been censoring me, like, constantly. I feel like I've got big tech inside every single device that I own. It's as if they're hacking everything, my emails, my, my social media. I wanted to go live on YT yesterday and I couldn't do it. I don't know if it's me. I mean, I know I'm a tech phobe. I don't know if it's me or if that literally Mr. Gates is inside my device, stopping me from doing anything. Anyway, during that time, during that 4-month period, we actually ended up having dinner one evening with a man called, I don't remember his name, but I do know that his story is quite popular, so some of you may have heard of it. And the poor man is completely homeless. He and his biochemist girlfriend had, I guess through her own research, re-established a cancer cure that they had been with a team of scientists, biologists, that they were, doing scientific research on. They had tested it, as I remember, I may be remembering it wrongly, but as I remember, he told me they had tested it on 120,000 people with a 98% success rate and 0 deaths, okay? They were found out by Big Pharma, and his girlfriend, the biologist, is now in prison. Well, she was in an EU prison, which apparently in France, which apparently are worse than UK prisons, okay? Now, this woman had only helped save people's lives, okay? And the man, they cut his bank accounts, and he was thrown out of his house because he couldn't pay his rent, and he is now homeless. So I don't know where they are now. This was now over a year ago. So, but he was homeless, and he was literally relying on friends and friends of friends to just come and stay for a couple of nights and have dinner and things like that. And he was just moving around the country like that. Literally, I'm so done. Anyway, he told me that the Big G are actually owned by Big Pharma. Okay, Big Pharma. Okay, so now, it's all starting to make a little bit more sense to me. So then I come home on the 1st of February, 3 calls on my phone. Immediately. First thing that happens, as soon as I come in, I switch my phone off. Right, that's it. Switch the phone off. No way. No way. I'm not doing it again. Like, literally, I just cannot handle it. So that was it. That was my 12-year business. Well, I mean, like I said, I've been a therapist for 25 years. But I've been working in the detox industry for about 15, 16 years, and I'd run my own retreat for 12 years. That was it. Done. I needed to have some time off. I'm now online. This is why you haven't seen me before. Putting my work online because I kind of realised that's what we have to do now, and that's what everyone's doing now. And so I'm doing that now. But it took me a year it took me over a year. And then anyway, so I came home in February. In March, we go into our first lockdown. So this was 2020. And it all starts to make big sense to me. So I'm just going to tell you guys, I was the first to get closed down, okay? Big tech is owned by Big Pharma. I've been looking at the stats from day one, okay? And, well, I mean, not that closely. I'm not that interested, honestly. But, I don't watch the news, so I don't get that kind of information. But, I looked on the government website and, all the numbers were there, all the cases were there, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I went on the other day because, I sometimes find myself getting caught up in these conversations, as you do. So I went on the government website the other day. This is obviously the British one. Yeah, here are all the stats. Click on those, like all individually, wrapped up so tight in zip files. Like, you literally have to trawl the internet. Your computer has to trawl the internet for an app that can actually unlock these files. Well, you know, big tech basically have ownership seems over all my devices, and so I can never find anything to do anything like that. Okay, so I obviously wasn't able to open those files. You have to download each one. I mean, literally a year ago, you could just go on the website, even 6 months ago, you could just go on their website, you just click it, it just takes you to the details. It just tells you of all the deaths, all the numbers, all the cases, of all the ways that people have died every day in the UK, okay? And I had actually seen that 2017, I don't know about before that, so I don't know when it really started, but 2017, 2018, 2019, guess what was happening? Fewer deaths, okay? Now, you know what, big pharma, I didn't want to come on here and tell everybody that. I have no desire to out you. You know, I don't even want to think about what it is that you're getting up to. You know, I used to say, take me to your leader, but you know what? I'm not even interested. The thing is, though, you are so interested in me and my life, and you just want to... I feel like, what? I'm not even going to tell you what I feel like. I am just so done. Okay, I'm so done. We all know what's going on here, okay? And I'm going to tell you what's going on from a holistic therapist point of view, okay? The human potential is something so extreme, nobody can quite believe it or consider it even. And I'm not even going to go into details of that right now. But there are accounts of people living well into their 500s, well into their hundreds, okay? Well into their hundreds from thousands of years ago. And I don't exactly know the history of the world, okay? But something happened not that many thousand years ago. And we became a slave race. In medieval times, people didn't live above 40, really, because they could only drink alcohol. Okay. And to me, that's the number one substance you don't put into your body if you want to be immortal. So I'm just going to leave it there. I think I've said enough already. Please check up on me. I didn't want to say anything, you know, I just wanted to stay quiet, honestly. But they aren't leaving me alone, right? So, yeah. Peace out.